Each tooth in your dentures is handmade, allowing us to create individual characterizations like fine hairline cracks and differences in colour within the tooth. This is a standard impression, and if you look carefully, the impression has started to come away from the tray. This is caused by the wrong type of bonding technique or shrinkage of the material. This is because sometimes the laboratory do not receive the impression until 48 hours after it has been taken. The impressions are often laid out in a line and cast using too thin a mix, leaving weak, soft models which shrink and can end up being vastly different to the patient's mouth. At the Smile Centre, we never use these models. For accuracy, we then manufacture an impression tray to fit your ridge perfectly. You can see here the difference between a standard tray, which there's a large gap towards the back, and the one that is made to measure, which fits absolutely perfectly. We then apply a special border wax, and it is adapted precisely to your mouth. A silicone impression is then taken to record all the minute details. Immediately after the impression has been taken, we cast a model using pre-measured powder and liquid, ensuring a perfect consistency and accuracy. When the model has set, the impression is removed, leaving an exact replica of the patient's ridge. The model is then trimmed to size. Here we have the original model in yellow and a final model in white, which has greater accuracy and surface detail. Teeth are then selected by size and colour, and if required can be individually enhanced by putting various cracks, blemishes and stains to recreate natural dentition. The models are then mounted onto equipment to replicate the position and movement of your mouth. A sheet of wax is laid down onto the model and trimmed to size. The chosen teeth are then placed carefully in the best position to recreate a natural appearance. Once the teeth are in the correct position, they are checked for function on the articulator. The wax is then handcrafted to complement the contours of the face and support the lip where bone loss has occurred. All the gum work and palates are contoured to recreate nature. The wax denture is now complete and tried in the patient's mouth. Once the patient is happy with the look, the denture needs to be processed. This means the wax is replaced by plastic. The Smile Centre are proud to say that all their dentures are manufactured using the IVACAP injection moulded system, which is the most accurate system available. This system is the injection of plastic under pressure, creating very strong and accurate dentures. Dental stone is poured into one side of the flask. The model and denture is then placed inside this and trimmed to size. A wax sprue is then attached. Flexistone is then mixed and run over the surfaces of the teeth to record the minute detail. The flask is closed and stone is poured into the flask. It is vibrated to remove any air bubbles that might be there. The cap is placed over the top and is left to set. The flask is then placed in boiling water and left for a few minutes for the wax to dissolve. The flask is then opened and you can now see all the wax has been removed. Individual gum toning is built up by hand. Almost any colour combination is possible. This process is highly skilled and takes many years of experience to produce a lifelike appearance. When the colour toning has been completed, the flask is closed. A precise mix of high impact IVACAP resin is mixed and injected under 6 bars of pressure. This ensures no shrinkage or distortion. The flask is then immersed in boiling water for 40 minutes. It is then removed from the boiling water and left to cool. Then it is deflasked carefully. We use pumice to remove any small surface scratches. We then use different grades of polish to give the denture a natural finish. The denture is then steam cleaned to remove any surface residues. When you look at an economy standard denture and the one that has been individually crafted, I think the results speak for themselves.